Hey, this is Pat Church, and wanted to share with you today a little snippet from William Fay's book, Share Jesus Without Fear. Sharing Jesus with others is so important. It's our call as Christians. We want to be lights in darkness. We want to be able to lead people to the Lord and engage people and talk with people about Christ. And a lot of times it's hard to transition conversations, right? People get nervous about transitioning conversations. And this book is a great book. I love it. Highly recommend it. One of the books I read many years ago to help me be better equipped to share who my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is. And a lot of times when we could visit a family member, it could be over the holidays, we could be hanging out with a neighbor, a coworker, a friend, and we want so bad to transition the conversation to things about God, but we're not sure how to do so, right? And some of us who are really passionate about sharing the Lord have done things in maybe an abrasive way, right? Maybe a confrontational way, maybe an accusatory way, even and have had those conversations blow up on us. So I really appreciate William Fay's approach and want to share with you a section from chapter 4. And he's called the 5 questions. And these are 5 questions that you can use in conversation to transition the conversation from one thing into talking about spiritual things or talking about the things of God to ultimately be able to share Jesus Christ. And these are the 5 questions that William Fay recommends using, and he uses as well. He says, number 1, do you have any kind of spiritual beliefs? Someone talking with somebody, a stranger, a friend, if you're not aware of the answer to this question, just ask, hey, do you have any kind of spiritual beliefs? Or, hey, what are your thoughts about, the spiritual things, spiritual beliefs? And you can, by asking this question, it's not accusing, it's not attacking, it's allowing them to share what their thoughts and their beliefs are. So there's a number of different ways that you can do that. One of the things, I asked is, hey, what do you think about God? Do you believe in God, or things like that as well are questions and variations that I've used. And one of the other questions that he uses in here is he says, to you, who is Jesus Christ? Right? A lot of times, this question is great to get right to the point and get their understanding of who Jesus Christ is. So it's just saying, hey, to you, who is Jesus Christ? Or, hey, what do you think about Jesus Christ? Or who do you think Jesus Christ was? And that can be really revealing, especially with somebody who you're not sure where they are. Another great question that I love is he writes, number 3 is, do you think there's a heaven or a hell? Right? Do you think there's a heaven or a hell? In certain contexts I've used, hey, if you were to die, where do you think you would go? Is another way. Oh, and actually that's his next question as well. Question number 4 is this: if you died, where would you go? If heaven, why? And that's a question that I've actually used to lead people to Christ. I've asked that question, and people say, hey, I'll go to heaven. And I say, well, why? And a lot of people will respond, because I'm a good person. That's a perfect opportunity to share the gospel, to share the biblical truth that no matter how many good things we do, it doesn't overcome our sinful nature, our evil things, or the bad things we've done, right? People are mistaken about that. Number 5, it says, if what you are believing is not true, would you want to know, right? So you're having a conversation, people are talking about particular things, positions, atheism, being agnostic, and things like that, asking them directly, if what your beliefs are not true, would you want to know, right? Or another way to frame it is saying, if I could share with you irrefutable evidence about God, would you change your beliefs? These type of questions really get to people and their hardness of heart, right? And helps them realize sometimes that they wouldn't change, and they're in a particular place, right, in their walk with God. So these are some great questions to transition conversations, to be able to share Jesus, and begin to talk about things of God with people. Some other great advice in here is just be excited. Be excited about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? There's so much to be excited about. I talk about it all the time. To live as Christ and to die as gain, right? To live as Christ is to sacrifice. You're here for others. You're here to help others grow closer to God. If you're a Christian and you're alive, you're watching this, you are here to help others grow closer to God. You're here to be a light in darkness, right? And if you were to die, it is your ultimate gain. So don't be scared to share Jesus. Don't be scared to talk to people about Christ. Be bold and be excited about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and share him with others.